Hello guys, so let's make new prediction. My last prediction was 2 weeks ago. I was on vacation. Up on the 11, yeah. So we ended up here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And the prediction was that we probably gonna see a small pullback from which the buyer will try to attack and bring back the price up. And it a little bit was, because you can see it here, the 59508. The buyers defended twice with a nice sign candle, and from above it basically move up to its next level. And if we check it up on my, this is my Fibonacci extension, which I chose to make my prediction for these 2 weeks. You can see the end result, 524, and it basically, I think it hit and got, yes, and got rejected immediately, with a small rejection at the end of the session. And it was here for the first touch of the 508 here, and the buyers came again and basically didn't let the pullback be a bigger pullback like the 506 and even the 504, and push it to the upside. So because this is a move for the upside, and from which, because it has, if you can see it here, it has a big move for the upside, and any small pullback immediately get bought. And this is a very tricky market to try to take a short when you see even a big candle, a big red candle, because it can immediately get bought and push forward and take out all those stop losses. And this is the reason why you see, even if it's like here, a break and immediately fell, and then another attempt and a fail, and then a break again, and it seems gonna be a failure, because they try to take out all the stop losses immediately from the high and from the lows, and pushing a little bit forward each time, a little bit more, and grinding to the upside. This is the most trickier market to try to take a short from. So be very careful with it. And as you can see here, even though it's the end result, this is the end result, so it might be resting a little bit, and then try to continue move forward for the 530 even more. You don't have any sign yet for a bigger pullback, just a smaller one. So far, it's resting on a smaller pullbacks. You can see momentum is weakening, but still positive. It's above the zero, so be very careful. We might see an attempt for a second pullback, maybe again resting on the 515 and even 512. I know sellers got the 510 area on their mind, but again, be very careful. So if we check in here, let's move on for the monthly, and you can see here, this is the 510 break. This is the start of March, and I think we probably gonna finish in green. So where is the next target? 600. Oh my God, very beautiful. If it could be for the end of the year, I think it could take some time to do so. Maybe March will be a little bit, even though it tend to be somewhere and negative. Let's check it. Last year, this is positive 1, but inside, compare it. If we check it, where it is here, March. Again, inside, doesn't do, even if it's green, compare it, it didn't do anything. But here, it's very positive. So, could be March, April will be a little bit trickier, and then for May, we're gonna see a move forward. And also the interest rate probably in June, maybe later, gonna be I don't know if the Fed gonna take it down, but probably do so, and it can push the market even higher to the 600. Gonna be very interesting. But so far, if we look at it on the weekly again, you can see it inside and then a break, which is a good sign. And also here, even though this is, I don't know if you can call it a island, but still no reversal. So what we need to see, if we want to see a bigger reversal with a big momentum, we want to see something like this one, gap down. I want to see the gap down. I don't want to see the close of the gap down. Don't want to see it. I don't want to see a tail. I want to see the gap down and immediately close down. So it's like moving up, moving down, and then there will be a momentum for the downside. Could be very nice move, but so far don't see it. Wait for it, guys. If we check it here, again, it touched a key level, but this is just computer selling because it touched the level of profit. So we could see it probably going sideways. And if it's in a small move, this is accumulation again, and then a push to the upside. If you see a bigger pullback and pushing up, be very cautious about it. Yeah, I want to look for it first for a sign to enter with a small, let's say, risk and a higher profit scenario. So a small candle for entry. If I don't see it, it could be a distribution and then a break. It could make a pop-up coming down and a bigger break for the 500. But so far, positive about it. If let me check, there is a small divergence in the smaller time frame from the 516 to the 520. From here, there is a small divergence of continuation. If we look at it on a bigger time frame, it could, there is, I don't see a divergence yet. So it could mean continuation. It can bring buyer from the 520, 519 again. You can see it here and then push for the upside. If we look at it on the 1 hour chart, you can see the divergence there. You can see it here. This is moving for the downside. This is moving for the upside. So if we don't see a gap down for the 515, for the resting up again, because this is a break, so usually it's tend to come. You don't see the buyers coming in. You can see a big volume there. It could be a area where it can gap down, trying to move up, and then the sellers will come again, try to take the momentum for the downside. But at the moment, I'm still positive about it. I want to see it breaking up here, moving above the 50, taking a positive momentum for the upside. If I don't see it, then I will look for the short side. Because this is a very nice scenarios for nice momentum. It could be very big, very fast, and then release the steam off and then continue for the upside. Qs. Q is basically a little bit weaker than the SPY. You can see that no volume coming for the upside. Momentum is very weakening regarding the volume. Still the same here. You can see divergence even on the daily. This is moving down, this is moving up, and it tried to push up and got rejected again. So it didn't manage to close above the 448 here. So it closed below. If we check it here, you can see it's moved down there, moved down again, and moved for the 430. And this was our key level for the buyers to come. The 433, 432, and the buyers defend this zone very firm and managed to push it for the upside. Momentum was a little bit negative and then immediately push for the upside. There is no divergence, so you know there is sellers there. So if they will get another attempt, I think they will push for the downside, but at the moment I don't see it. And don't see a big divergence. If we check it on the 1 hour chart, let's check it here. This is 11:20, 11, this is 11, and this is 12, 12. So no divergence, continuation for the upside. It could push and close the gap here and push a little bit down, bring more sellers, and then push for the upside. Be very careful about it. You can look at it here. It could be a distribution here because this is a big wide area for distribution, trying to fake for the upside, try to fake for the downside. So you need to have a decision, which we don't have yet. So by looking at it, let me check something here. It went for the yeah, there is a divergence for the upside. If you want to be sure, wait for the break for the 448. If it push below the 445.40, it can push a little bit down and even touch the 441 again, and it's still in a positive way. So it can even try to push here and then try to jump even higher. If it break it here and close above, it will just move up. So you have two scenarios. I'm still bullish about it, the Qs and the SPY, because I don't have any signal for the downside. It didn't break anything yet. Any pulled back will just bring more buyers, which waiting for a discount. But the Q is a little bit weaker, and so I need to see how it opens this week. And because there is a divergence which didn't finish, so I need to see a decision. I just have something that tells me that something is going on, but I don't see the indication or the sign that is finished. So there is we are in a preparation phase for the divergence. So even if it moved down, there is still a valid divergence which didn't finish. So I need to see how it finished and when to enter the market for the long side. So far it seems that it finished a little bit red on Friday and could move down for the 441, the 440 even for dynamic support. So you have those line here, and from those I will check and look how the candle is forming. So far looking at it on the SPY and the Qs, I'm positive, but let's say my sensor are a little bit more careful now than the last week and the last 2 weeks. So I'll be more careful and more hesitating to enter long in any scenarios. I will look for a better confirmation to enter a positive market again and continuation. Let's move for IWM. All right, so this one give us indication that I don't want to call it failure, but it's try to break and fail and try to make another break and fail. Look at it on the weekly, you can see it much clearly. This is an attempt to make a break, and this is the only candle which give us a good sign for the future, this one, because it managed to break above those lines, but immediately when it tried to make another push, it got rejected. And it tried to make another push and rejected, and I don't like those tails. So I know this is the 200 and we have the 210. So this is a zone, so below the 200 short sellers will come, above the 210 the buyers will come. So this is the safer zone. But what we do in between? So at the moment, you can see here again, you can see the divergence we have. This is moving down and this is moving up. And it could move sideways a little bit for accumulation and then try to make another break, because it knows there is a lot of sellers at the 210 maybe, or even at the 2.9, which it need to get rid of them. So in order to get rid, you need to accumulate more profit in order to push and buy all of those and still be in profit for the break, because it doesn't want them to make the break and immediately all the sellers will come and push it down. So we try to accumulate a little bit more in a better prices. If we look at it here, let's close it up. You can see it how it resting on the 200 twice, try to make a break and fail again. This is a big candle of failure. You can see it after hours, a big fail, and the momentum start to be negative, and we have divergence for the downside. This is moving up, so not from here, there, sorry, and this is for the downside, so it could mean continuation for the downside, but again, I don't have confirmation, and I would probably take it below the 200. I want to make sure, and I want to see another red candle. I want to see something like this one, because I know sellers was in here and also in this area. So if they want to commit, I want to see them pushing it down, take this candle out, and then you can see the volume coming in. And then I know that people will try to reduce size and reduce risk and pushing the market and the IWM for the downside. But at the moment, IWM very weak. Even though I know a lot of people saying that there is a lot of profitability here, but this is wide zone, so I don't think this is accumulation. It's more a distribution, but here it's a little bit more accumulation, so it could be very interesting to see. You can see a big volume here, but I'm waiting. I want to see a big close above here for continuation, because if it's closed above, you can see it here, it's gonna move for the 230 and even try to attack again the 240, and you're only risking about, let's say, $10 if it breaks above, even let's say 12, or a move for 1 to 2, even 1 to 3. So be patient. I would be patient. So let's sum it up. At IWM, I'm a little bit negative. I want to see it making a decision, but at the moment it seems that it wants to be negative, and if it's moving with a small gap down, it crossed the 50, computer will start to sell a little bit. Doesn't mean that is a big negative and a big drop, it just means that the momentum is for the sellers. Let's check it up here at the 1 hour chart. You can see it here at the 1 hour. I think there is a divergence for the upside. This is 237 and this is 4. Yes, this is moving up, this is moving down. So it could, don't like this candle, what it is. So probably above the 206, but I want to try to see, I want to see something like this coming. Want to see how it reacts to the 50 zone. Maybe sellers will come again and then trying to attack. So it could be to something like this. I want to see it. Could be very interesting. If it's open with a gap up above here and closed above, also a good sign for the move for the upside. So wait for the first, let's say, 15 minutes to see how the market is deciding for its move. At the 1 hour chart, it seems that it's want to move up. At the 4 hour chart, it seems that it needs resting somewhere, maybe at 2 or 3, and then to find more buyers. Do I see any something? I don't know if it's something like this, trying to break it and close the above. Would be interesting. This is the reason why I want to see it try and then try to break. I don't want to force it, but it seems that way. Want to rest a little bit and then move for the upside. So Tesla, let's try to make it more quicker. Tesla is trickier. Tesla on the daily, you can see it's very negative. We saw it moving down even for the 150 and it went for the 160. Move a little bit for the upside, open with a gap down, immediately close in a green, but in a negative way. So this is a negative candle even though it was green because it's closed below, so it doesn't have much power. But you can see it here because this is a moving up, this is a moving down. So this is a divergence for a pullback. Did it finish here, or it can move a little bit and then resume its trend? So in a bigger time frame, Tesla is a big negative, but in a smaller time frame, it can be somehow positive. Here it's still negative. I don't see the break. I want to see it how it reacts and closed above the 175, 180 even. If it's closed above, you can see divergence for the downside, which is not that good. You can see it here, and this is moving down. So closed below this one, it could push to the 150 and even below. So a little bit negative about Tesla, but I could see the move for the upside. I could see divergences, or I don't know, I hope for a bigger pullback. You can see it here. Start to take it. I don't know if it's let's call it start to move out, did a small break, bring more buyers here, and then trying to move for the upside. I really hope so. My target is the 188. I want to see it touch it and want to see how it reacts to it, and then thinking about continuation for the upside. But at the moment, a little bit negative. I want to again wait here to see the first 15 minutes how it's open. Even if it's open in a big green, which will give me a good sign, I'll be patient about it. Let's see, Tesla here, above the 173, could move for the upside. 174 can be a little bit of rejection, but I could see it touching it, coming back down for the 170 even, and then breaking up above, because if it's break above the 174, it has an open sky for the 180 and even above. Check something. Yes, if it break the 170 POV and close above, it can move even higher. If at the moment it seems it touched the 165, I didn't like it at the pre-market with the gap down. I immediately tried to push up. I didn't like this in the pre-market candle because it gives a little bit signal of continuation for the downside, and this is what makes me worried that we're gonna see a little bit continuation for the downside. Let me check something. So far it seems that it wants to move down for continuation for the 147, 150. So this is Tesla. Apple. Basically same move like Tesla. You could see it here move. This was a big wrong for me. The prediction was that we're gonna see a rejection and moving again down because of the momentum for the downside, but at the moment it just grind higher and got a big rejection with the news. You can call it news, you can call it short continuation, whatever you want to say. If you want to be a fundamentalist or technical, you can see it here, the big red candle. So Apple not in a good mood. You're gonna see it here on the daily. If it's cross below, a computer will just sell like crazy. This is a cross with the 50 and the 200. If the 50 cross below, it could try make another push and then a failure. So this is not a good sign for the market and for Apple. If we look at it on the 1 hour chart, we see it try to be positive, immediately got failed. This is a nice flagging pattern, straight one, you can see it here and straight here, even at the tail. So a little bit gap down and immediately failure. I think it will try to make another push for the upside and then a failure. Let's hope I'm wrong. But so far, guys, momentum is negative. The price section is below the moving averages. Even though momentum here want to be positive, any move for the upside will create divergence for the downside. So this is it for Apple. Sorry, guys. Nvidia king, sideways move for 2 weeks, didn't do much with the sellers. The 900 tried to attack it again, so let's see if it can find enough power. The momentum is a little bit negative. Try and probably create divergence for the upside. Be careful from another fake and a big tail for the downside. If you look at it on the daily, you can see it here. I know any move for the downside create a divergence, but I want to see a move for the downside. We didn't get a move. We get it sideways, 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 sideways. So, and a frightening candle there. So let's see. We'll still stick with it. This is a nice flag, but nothing much to say because we don't have any indication. You want to take, would you take it on the break for the 950? If you are new and you don't hold in it, or you are in a big profit with Nvidia, I don't know. I'm seeing this candle, I'm seeing this candle, and if I see a big green and I know 80% from any break is a failure, would I enter now, or I will wait for a better price or better confirmation? If I see two, let's say, green candle and closing above here, maybe I will take it for the 1000, maybe. But at the moment, I will not enter NVIDIA. I will neither try to take it for the short side. It's still very positive. So why to fight it? NVIDIA, Meta, its friend. Let's say it again, sideways move. Momentum try to be negative but fail. Give small divergences for the upside. Nothing much. This is a big sideways move. I don't want to be in it. If I have to choose, if it continue higher, I don't know because I don't think so. You can see it here, momentum negative, 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 and try to push for the upside. No volume, no much interest. Something needs to do or to be done in order to push Meta for another move for the up. There is a volume there because again, any pullback bring buyers because there are lots of profit. Let's check it up on the 1 hour chart. See, I don't know, you can call it, I don't know what to call it. Would I enter it for a long? There is more chances for more people for the long side here, but I have no idea. Boring. I know, boring. mRNA, I think it was, yeah, mRNA was good. This is the 8 above here for move for the upside, and it did a big move. And this is again mRNA, big move, break, and a failure. But now you know there are buyers who are in profit, so probably again move for the upside, move for the break for the 115. You can see it here. Try to break failure, so above the 107, 108, move for the one, even for the 120. And it started to be positive because it's pulling the market for the upside. I don't know, a good sign. Let's check it up here. It's still positive. So yeah. Let's see if we have something that gives us confirmation. 1237. Yeah, come on, 10. So this is moving up, this is moving down. Already cross it here, so be a little bit careful. I want to see a nice green candle here, and then continuation for the upside. If not, be very careful because the mRNA are known to make a break and a fake break. BA. A move just down. You can see this is a distribution and leg down for the 180. Round number, just you can see it. Any move for the upside, create divergence, and it's a short continuation. So just crossed a little bit below this one, and it can move here again and can even continue lower. Be very careful. Nothing much to say. This is the move, this is the leg. Cross below here, 187, 188. Can push again for the 180. Sorry. You can see it here on the daily how it looks. You can see this is the distribution. This is boom, leg down, I know, big candle, nice volume, but again, any move for the upside, bring the sellers which are in big profit here to resell again a little bit more, and this is it. The 180, you can see why it got a good zone for buyers. Just look at it here. Red candle, finish and move for the upside. Green candle, maybe finish and move for the downside. This is BA. Let's talk about the gold. Gold. Gold is very positive, and even the market is moving for the upside, and it's weird that gold also moving for the upside. And because of the it moved down because there was no interest rate reduced, so it got sell, but there's still anticipation on June and on, I don't know, September, that the decrease in the interest rate, so it can push the gold higher. End zone, it's the 0460 here, you can see it here, so I'm waiting. At the moment, it's in a big positive, you can see it here, big positive move, no divergence. Even if it move here to the 198 and even spike it below, it can create divergence for the upside, and it's a good one because this is a big move for the gold. And also, I think silver it's much better choice if you want to put some maybe metals in your portfolio for hedging. So anticipation want to break for the 2250, move for the upside, give you $1 if you were on it, immediately try to make the break and immediately got sold off. 80% from break is false break. Create divergence, so maybe above again 2280, 22 if you want to see it another clear green. But at the moment you can see a little bit momentum weakening. So I want to see the finish of the divergence and to see how it reacts. So I will be even a little bit patient about silver and gold a little bit to see it bring more buyers. I want to see it another 22 how it reacts, because if it moves down, the momentum will move down. It will something like this, and it creates a better divergence for the upside. Oxy. Oxy, a big move for the upside as we predicted, was easy move. You could see the break, and you could see the continuation, you could see the momentum here. 62 to the 65 the target, so it hit the 64, try to spike a little bit. So sometimes if you want to take it here, you can see no volume, more volume is decreasing, so not much selling, so just taking profit, which is okay. If you look at it on the 1 hour chart, you can see it here. So could be this is a small accumulation for the volume for the 65. I'm at the moment seem positive about it, even though I wanted, again, I remind me and you, I wanted to touch the 53.60, which it didn't. The 55 was almost, it's the lowest it was in a long time. I don't know if it wants to go there at the moment. At the moment, it seems that it wants to reach and close the 65.60. My target, my end zone was the 65. What do we have to sum it up? You want to see the Bitcoin. Let's see Bitcoin USD. This is the zone. I put it on the 70K. Spike higher. Move here, you can see the Fibonacci level. Immediately when it touched the first one, hit, then move for the upside. But usually could mean that want to move lower, be very careful about it, because this is 1, 2, 3. So if it closed below the 62, let's say 62 to what it is here, the 72, let's say, so 52. So this is it. Could move for the downside for the 52. Be very careful, but even if move down, let's say what I see it here, this is 290. Yes, and this is 1, so no divergence. So if it move down for the 58 and even 54, any move for the downside would create divergence for the upside. At the moment, let's look at it on the weekly, how it looks. Let's see, big move, rejected, move cross below this, move for the downside. If we look at it on the 4-hour chart, you have the dynamic support at the 60. You don't have yet a break of trend, but if we're gonna see it below the 62, closed below, momentum is negative, could make the trend change for the bigger pullback for the 52. So a little bit negative and waiting for the confirmation of the negativity. So now let's sum it up. It touched the Fibonacci level, got rejected because it's small sell. Momentum is still weakening, but moving forward, we don't have any confirmation. Some stock give us confirmation for the short, the bigger one. But because the bigger ones are a little bit negative, this is what worries me, because now the eyes is for the IWM to see how the small stocks going. And if they seem a little bit negative, it can push the market for the downside. Downside, it means 3%, 2%, nothing much. So don't be alarmed, not yet. So probably move, and it will be a good move for the downside. But at the moment, I didn't cross most of the stocks. Just we see if they are positive. But probably there are still good and positive stocks for the push, for the move for the upside, which can push the SPYs and the Qs a little bit higher for its next move. I don't know, I think this is it. So watch closely. I will wait for the 15, even 30 minutes of the opening to see how the market reacts. Some stocks, the bigger ones, are in decline and looking for a better price to bring more buyers, like Tesla, like Apple, Nvidia, even though if it's and Meta are in let's say a good holding its higher prices. I think sellers are looking to short them like crazy. But at the moment, I think I didn't check the option market. It's still positive, I think. So be very careful about Nvidia, Meta, to short them at the moment, to wait. Even if you see a break for the down, wait for a pullback and continuation for the downside. So this is it, guys. Hope you like it. Hope I'll help a little bit, just by looking, and you can get confirmation about key zone and key area. So this is it. Hope to see you next week and not on 2 weeks. So have a good week. Bye bye.